Okay, now we have corrected the rotation of the image, and we need to correct the distortion through first of the intensity image, which is the one on the left, and then apply the same distortion to the dichroic image, which is the dichroic image set, which is on the right. So as you can see, the image, the field of view rotate, but the object on the image don't rotate. And there is a little bit of drift, but this will be corrected with the distortion all at once. So in the end, we'll have almost perfectly overlapping feature across the whole stack of images. So to start, you always start on the intensity stack, non-dichroic stack. You go to PEEM, and we do vector map, correct distortion. This open two panels. On the left you have the distortion corrected image, so the target stack, and on the right you have the source data. So we will have to, the reference is always the image 0 in the stack, and we will correct the distortion of the rest of the images, always with respect to the image 0 in the stack, which is our reference, our template. So you need to kind of activate the interface. So here you have we start with the point. We will have three to identify 3 defects on the surface and not aligned, and overlap them from the target to the template image. So if we move this slider, we move from the target to the from the template to the target image, and these are the will be the distorted distortion corrected image. Here we have the source data, and moving this cursor, we move from the template to the target. Now this field set the which image of the stack will be our next target. So if it is 0, sorry, this field here let you choose which image of the stack you are correcting. So in the beginning we start using 0 as a reference and 1 as a target, and you see this selector goes from 0 to 1. Later on we will correct the second image of the stack. So if we move this, we will compare the image 0 with the image 2. So we start comparing the image 0 to the image 1 and correcting the distortion of the image 1. So now you have 3 set of points, S1, S2 and S3. The distortion works by basically with an affine transformation that displays the point 1 source to the point start, to the point on to the associated point on the right column, which are end points. So start and end, point 1, point 2 and point 3, and those are the x and y coordinate of each point. So if we press enter on one field of the point 1, then the pointer will be activated in the distortion source panel. Now you need to toggle once, at least once, the this selector to activate the interface. Then you press the button on the image, and with the arrow you can move the cross to a point, a marker, something that is clearly visible on the image. Then we move this cursor with this slider, and we click again the image, and we move the second pointer to the same defect. When we have done that, we press cursor here, and then we this will basically get the point of the start and the end position of the defect and copy them in this field here. Then you go in one of this field of the point 1, you press enter, and this will move this little red dot on the defect. Now if you move this slider, you should see that the red effect here doesn't move. So we have corrected the distortion on this point. Now we go to point 2. We do the same. So we go on the field, one of the field of X or Y of the point 2. We press enter. This will move the pointer here across to the second point. We activate the interface by moving this slider. We click on the image and we move the slider, or we can also drag it to another defect. Always drag the slider which has a big cross, not the one without the cross. Then we go on the other image, and we click on the image, and with the arrows we move the defect on the same spot. Then we press cursor 2. The point or the position of the two cursors are copied in the start and ending points coordinates, and then we press we again press on a field, on one of the field of the point 2, we press enter, and then the green dot will be painted, will be positioned on the defect here, and you can see that the distortion of the second point is almost correct. Then we do the same with the third point. We click on the point 3 here, enter, then we go here, we activate the interface, and we move the dot to another point. We could probably use, let's use this one. The 3 point should be not aligned because they need to be independent. So okay, here, okay. Now we get the cursor position here. Press on cursor 3, and then we check what we have done here. Let me correct the contrast of this image so we can see better. Okay. So now we need to fine-tune the distortion correction. So what we do, I notice that the point 2, the green one, is not perfect. So it moves a bit. So what we need to do is to see how it moves, and then drag this slider on the right and tweak the X and Y position of the point 2 of the start in order to improve okay, this didn't work, so we go in the other direction. Okay, until the dot doesn't move. So I see that I have a small correction to do in Y. Okay, yeah, now it's pretty much corrected. Dot 3 is okay, the rest of the image is acceptable. This side of the image is not perfectly corrected, and this can happen because the distortion is not always linear. So you need to find the best compromise and maybe change the point that you choose. So now we have corrected the image distortion of the image 1 on top of the image 0 as a reference. Now we pass to image 2. So we go to distortion source panel. We choose second image as a target, and we activate interface, and basically we do the same procedure. So we click on the point 1 here, and we activate interface here, and we drag the cross on the first point, then we drag the second cross on the same point, and then we press cursor A here, and then we press on enter on one of the field of the point 1. Then we pass to point 2, so we press enter here, so we activate interface, and then we move our cross on the second point. We do the same for the other image. Don't worry if you don't position the cross perfectly, because you will refine later, as you have seen. And then you go to the third point, you activate interface, and okay, we got this dot. Okay. Then we press cursor here, enter here, and we check the result. Okay, I would like to move the point 3 a bit, so okay, now it's better. So I think I'm satisfied with the result. And you go through each image of your stack, following this procedure. When you've done, you press the button End. This creates your distortion corrected stack. Create a stack called with the same name of your original stack, with _D like distortion at the end. And this you can see is distortion corrected. Now what you have to do is to go to the dichroic set of data, put the window at the front, go to PEEM, and do the same as we have done before. So go to vector map, correct distortion. This time we won't go through the distortion correction, but we will just press load parameter, choose the parameter, the wave of the that contain the parameter, distortion parameter of the E, so SI, okay, and then you can, if you want, you can press here, enter on each of these fields, so the dots will be positioned on the defect, and you can check if the distortion corrector have worked. At this point you do just to end, which will create a stack which is distortion corrected. You see, you have SD dichroic underscore D, and this is distortion corrected. If you want, you can save all your stack of distortion corrected data in TIFF format in a folder of your choice. This folder. Okay. Select folder. Okay, I think we have to do this save procedure again. You just repeat it using full stack, and now you can see that the data have been saved. So you will have your data, your images, distortion corrected, saved in TIFF form that you can analyze with other software. I recommend to save also the intensity image. So we go to SE, save it, full stack in the same folder. See, they've been saved. Because it's useful to have both the intensity images, distortion corrected, as a reference for alignment purpose, and the dichroic at the same time. Thanks.